Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Reading's in-person and virtual worship service. My name is Charlene Reynolds-Santo. I'm a member of the worship arts team, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. We choose to share our pronouns because we know all genders are holy, whole, and loved. Whoever you are, wherever you are from, whoever you love, whatever your faith tradition, you are welcome here. All are welcome here as we gather to create an understanding, welcoming, and family-friendly community where we nurture and explore individual spirituality, work to build a committed, loving community, and to help heal the world. If this is your first time with us, I would like to extend a special welcome to you. If you haven't already, please look at our webpage at uureading.org for more information about UUCR. Here you'll learn about our beloved community and be able to connect with staff. For those here in the sanctuary this morning, please come and speak to one of us involved in this service afterwards.
Good morning. My name is Reverend Laura Solomon. I am the minister here at UUCR. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. It is a privilege to serve this community and the world with you. As we settle in for worship this morning, I invite you to take a breath. Allow yourself to settle, to fully arrive. We open our time together with these words from Unitarian Universalist religious educator Connie Goodbread. She writes, "Everything we do is faith formation. Everything we teach is Unitarian Universalism. The congregation is the curriculum." Let us worship. As we light our chalice this morning with Unitarian Universalists all around the globe, I invite you to call into your heart the flame you kindle this morning, the flame of truth, of justice, of community, of love. Please join me in reciting our chalice lighting words. In the light of truth, the warmth of community, the fire of commitment, we gather this day. May the flame we now kindle be to us a symbol of the holiness we seek. Each week we recite our children's affirmation as a reminder of the most important elements of who we are. I wonder if anybody would like to come and help me with the children's affirmation today. Awesome. Thank you. Ready? We are Unitarian Universalists, the Church of the open mind, the loving heart, and the helping hands. Thank you for your help. Please rise in body or in spirit. We are going to sing hymn number 34, Though I May Speak with Bravest Fire. I invite anyone who would like to come up and have a conversation with me this morning. It is so good to see you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. How y'all doing today? Good? Awesome. Awesome. So, when babies are born, what do they believe? What do you think? They what? What do they believe? What is this world? That is probably the best answer you could have given. That is exactly right. Babies don't believe anything. Babies aren't born as Buddhists or Baptists or believers of any sort, but soon after we're born, we start to gather ideas. We pick up beliefs and ideas about people and animals and families. We collect ideas about stars and comets and how it all got started. We accumulate beliefs about good and bad, about right and wrong, about what's healthy and unhealthy, and what's important in life. All these beliefs we get from our parents and from people at school and from TV and from our religious education classes, and they all go into our belief bag. Hey, Charlotte, can you open our belief bag here? This is our belief bag. There's nothing in there. We're going to pretend that there's something in there. We're going to put some beliefs in there. So most religions define themselves by what they believe or what's in the bag. So Christians, for example, believe in Jesus. So Jesus would be something that is in their belief bag. Muslims believe in Allah or in the Prophet Muhammad. Buddhists believe in the Four Noble Truths. But Unitarian Universalists don't have just one set of beliefs. What makes us different is the way that we Unitarian Universalists carry our beliefs, because there are different ways of holding our belief bag. For example, some people hold their bag closed. Can you close up our belief bag? Maybe roll it over a couple times so it's closed up really tight. So they clutch it closed and make sure the top is really tightly secured because they don't want their beliefs exposed to any new ideas that could threaten what's inside. They've got the whole world wrapped up in a nice, tidy package, and because their bag is kind of all closed up, we might call those people closed-minded. Have you heard that phrase before? Yeah. On the other hand, some people are just the opposite. They don't pay much attention to what goes into their bag at all. They hold it wide open. One idea is as good as the other, and if folks believe it or they read it on the internet or their friend tells them about it, then they're going to toss it right into the belief bag. That's not who Unitarian Universalists are either. So there are also people who hold their bags like a club, like it's something that they're going to hit people with. What's inside their bag might sound nice and sweet. So they might say, I believe in peace, and I believe in kindness, and I believe in the golden rule. But then they use their bag like a weapon. They say, you don't believe in peace? Why, you are a nasty person. Shame on you. Exactly. Shame on you. And that is not how Unitarian Universalists hold their belief bag. Unitarian Universalists hold our bags with the top open so that new ideas and experiences can go inside, and old beliefs can be taken out and tossed aside if needed. We carry our bags in front of us so that we can see and examine what goes in to make sure it makes sense and fits with what we think we know, and also that we can see what our neighbors think and share our beliefs and our thoughts with others. And we never use our beliefs to bully or beat up other people. No, that's right. That's what it means to be Unitarian Universalist. So the next time somebody asks you what people at your church believe, you can tell them, for Unitarian Universalists, it is less important what you believe than how you hold your beliefs. It's important how you acquire them, how you share them, and above all, what you do with them that counts. Thank you all for listening today. I invite you to go to your classes. We will sing our children on their way. We take time during our service to light our candles of community, peace, and justice. We light our red candle of community to signify our interconnection. Wherever you are, whenever you are listening to this service, whether you are here in the sanctuary or joining us virtually, we light this candle holding you in love. May this light welcome and hold you, reminding you that your presence is needed here in this community. As we light this candle, I invite you to speak aloud the name or names of people who are on your mind and heart today. We light our blue candle of peace for all the places worldwide where people live with the threat of war and violence. This week, we continue to hold the people of Israel and Palestine in our hearts as we watch the unbelievable violence there continue to unfold. And we light our yellow candle of justice as we see increasing rates of Islamophobic and anti-Semitic violence around the world. May we be the people who advocate for justice and peace in real and tangible ways. May our actions and our prayers contribute to peace and the ability of all people everywhere to live their lives in freedom. May we each do our part in the work for justice and liberation for all in our global community. As we recommit ourselves to this work, may we each voice this commitment by saying amen. Will you join me in a moment of prayer? Spirit of love, source of compassion, God of many names, we know in this moment profound sorrow at the great destruction our human hands can induce. Though we might encounter confusion within ourselves and a cacophony of voices and opinions around us, let us meet with compassion the fear and despair felt by so many who are once again, or for the first time, staring down the barrel of a gun, fleeing for their lives through debris-filled streets, who are mourning the dead under a flurry of bombs, who are searching for the lost, the taken, the assaulted, but escaped. Let us offer our own prayers with all those who pray for peace. Let us join our voices of outrage with all those who cry out against oppression. Let us join our hands with all those who strive for freedom. Let us insist on a universal love that casts no one onto the side of dispensable, of exterminable, of other. O sacred source of life that encompasses us all, may we find solace in this time of turmoil. May we find courage, though we are scared. And may we speak and act with compassion and humility, so that wisdom and peace may prevail. I invite you into a time of silence, that you may hear the prayers of your own heart. Amen. If you have a joy or sorrow you would like to honor through lighting a silent candle, you are invited to come forward now.
Our reading this morning is from religious educator Angus MacLean, who writes, "The method is the message." Our message is not facts, it's not creed, it's not a particular book, not a particular Messiah. It's a way and a method by which the child or adult is helped to grow in self-understanding, in the understanding of others, and in a full relationship with the universe. We believe that the essence of our method is the method of democracy. It is democracy as presented by the search of meaning rather than a didactic presentation of facts, which must be learned. It's democracy as represented by working together relationship rather than follow the leader relationship. Our teachers and pupils explore together.
I recently learned an acronym that is being used in the business world, VUCA, V-U-C-A. Does anyone know or does anyone use that acronym? Oh, great, it's new. It was new to me, but apparently it developed after September 11th, 2001 to describe the way in which various systems were different. So different that this new acronym emerged to describe it. VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. This acronym is supposed to describe the state of flux we now find normal. It might describe things such as the rapid advances in technology, the COVID pandemic, the war in Ukraine, the Israel-Hamas war. Each of these have increased our sense of turbulence, of danger, and of unpredictability. Tech writer Gavin Wright breaks down the acronym this way: volatility, the quality of being subject to frequent, rapid, and significant change. Uncertainty, when events and outcomes are unpredictable. Complexity, a multiplicity of issues and factors, some of which may be intricately connected. And ambiguity, difficulty understanding exactly what the situation is. Whatever acronym or word or words you use to describe the context of our lives today, I'm guessing some of these might resonate. We are living in VUCA times. In the midst of this global VUCA time, I went to a ministry conference a few weeks ago focused on transitional ministry. I know some of you are wondering what transitional ministry is, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It is ministry occurring during a time of transition, a transition between ministers, a transition in the size or functioning of the church, a transition in the world that changes the meaning of and the need for church. Transitional ministry is the ministry that occurs when a minister accompanies a congregation on the journey from whatever has been to whatever is next. You might say, isn't that always what ministry is? A journey from what is to whatever is next? And my answer to that is yes. But when we think about our ministry together, this ministry we are doing here together at UUCR, it is about some very particular transitions, isn't it? It's the transition between ministers. You hired me as a contract minister for this particular time. It is the transition from pandemic time to this time we find ourselves in now. We are in transition nationally as church comes to mean something different to people. Some of this is global. The church, even the Unitarian Universalist church of 1970, is not the same as the church of 2000, is not the same as the church of 2023. Generational shifts, changing needs, changing expectations, changing ability and capacity to serve, changing definitions of what serving the church means. Friends, we are a VUCA church in a VUCA time. So I went to this conference on transitional ministry. It's a year-long program. But the week of in-person conference was in Montgomery, Alabama. I don't know about you, but Montgomery, Alabama isn't the first place that pops into my mind when I think about going somewhere for a conference. It's not the easiest place to get to. There was a layover in the Charlotte airport and then a tiny plane that took us to the tiny airport in Montgomery. But the choice of Montgomery, Alabama was deeply intentional. Montgomery, Alabama is a place that has known some intense VUCA times. And this conference gave us the opportunity to dive deeply into those times and that place. We went to the Rosa Parks Museum and learned about the Montgomery bus boycott. Largely regarded as the first large-scale U.S. demonstration against segregation, the boycott lasted from December 5th, 1955 to December 20th, 1956. From that boycott emerged Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. We saw his church, the Dexter Avenue Baptist Church. from which he organized and preached and spoke. Talk about volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous times. We went to the Legacy Museum and the National Memorial for Peace and Justice. The Legacy Museum is an immersive experience that moves you through America's history of racial injustice, through 400 years of American history, from enslavement to racial terrorism, to segregation, to mass incarceration. VUCA times. Then we, as transitional ministers, gathered together to reflect on what we can learn as leaders, as religious professionals, as humans, as organizers, as community builders. What can we learn from this immersive experience? We were encouraged to come back and preach on our experiences in Montgomery. And yes, one day I would love to tell you the history that I learned. I would love to share with you the anger I feel at the whitewashed and reductionist history I spent my life learning. I want you, too, to know the direct lines drawn from slavery to mass incarceration. It's important that we talk about the ways our country has changed and the ways our country has remained very much the same. But what I came back from Montgomery thinking about most, the thing that keeps resonating for me that I need you to know, is not about content, but about process. See, the leaders of this conference wanted us to engage deeply with what it means to be a religious leader during times of transition. They wanted us to feel that transition deeply in our bones, so they took us to a place that they knew would pull us, would change us, would transform us in only a few days. As the quote from religious educator Angus MacLean said earlier, their method was the message. The way we learned, the history we immersed ourselves in, the conversations we engaged in, we were no longer talking about transition, we were practicing and embodying transition. The method is the message. As a religious educator, Angus MacLean was talking about the way we educate our children. If we teach memorization of verses and commandments and catechisms, then our children will grow into adults with a rigid view of religion, full of memorization and commandments. If we teach our children to hold their belief bags closed, they will become adults with firmly held and tightly closed belief bags. If we teach a free liberal tradition that encourages exploration through support and love and questions, then our children grow into adults who hold their belief bags open, allowing things to come in and go out, allowing exploration, experience, and love of the questions. The method. And if the method is the message, then people receive our message of Unitarian Universalism, our message of who we are at UUCR in many ways. They receive our message through our worship associate script, reminding everyone that they are welcome, that we know that they are loved. People receive our message when they see our pride flag, when they see our mission statement on the backs of our t-shirts. New people and longtime members both receive our message when we welcome them as they walk through the door, when they receive a card or a phone call from our pastoral care team, when you connect with one another at social hour. And people also receive our message when they join a committee and find internal conflict, both externally processed conflict and conflict that comes up in the form of microaggressions, ignoring voices and viewpoints, talking over and past each other. New people and longtime members receive our message when they see difficult conversations being handled by walking away, by disengaging, by undermining one another. If the method is the message, then people receive our message when someone says sorry and then doesn't do it differently next time. When we don't have a group meeting regularly to talk about social justice issues, the method is the message. People receive our message when they see the ways we treat our staff, when they see the work of ministry outsourced rather than shared. My colleague, the Reverend Julian Jamaica Soto, said, "You are good. You are loved. You could use a little work. We are in this together." Friends, the method is the message. In my method and my message, I hope you hear honesty. I hope you hear urgency about the need for change. I hope you hear that you are good and you are loved. I love you. And we, UUCR, we could use a little work. Let's work together to align our methods with our message. In these volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous times, let us work to be steadfast and loving in our methods and our message. We are in this together.
A simple yet powerful way for each of us to help heal the world is to learn about and support the good works of charitable organizations and become more involved in our community. Each Sunday, UUCR shares half of the funds received in the collection plate to a nonprofit organization that shares our UU values. Our Share the Plate recipient for October is the Greater Boston PFLAG. PFLAG is a national organization that provides support, information, and resources for LGBTQ+ people and those who love them. Their work is driven by its vision for a world in which LGBTQ individuals are safe, supported, included, and equal in their families, in their communities, and in society. UUCR hosts monthly PFLAG support groups. It's hosted by Martha Moore on the second Thursday of every month. Our congregation exists and thrives through the gifts of those who call this place their spiritual home. If you are here in the sanctuary, you may put a gift in the collection plate as it goes by. Otherwise, you may make a gift online or send in a check. Please give as generously as you are willing and able to our Share the Plate offering to support Greater Boston PFLAG and the mission of UUCR. If this is your first time with us, your presence is gift enough. Thank you.
Thank you, choir. That was exactly the song we needed. I have a surprise second reading today that is not in your order of service. This reading is called The Magic of an Empty Palm by Julian Jamaica Soto. I invite you to put your hands in front of you as we hear this reading. Look down at your hands. The magic of your palm is that though empty, it can be filled. But look at it. One of the planes of creation with which your body is equipped. Lines sweeping out to fingers and the marvels of opposable thumbs, that single leap toward grasping. And do not fear if you do not have hands. We know that you too create. And together, we take up what it means to hold a value and make it come alive. More than only a thought and feeling, rather being, doing, becoming. A sculpted expression, colorful, an embodiment of why we are, what we do, and what we will yet become. Amen.
Good morning. I'm Melissa Martin, your Member Services and Volunteer Coordinator, and my pronouns are she and her. Thank you for being with us this morning. Our November monthly newsletter goes out this Thursday, and it'll be full of details about membership activities, our Kris Kringle Fair, and more. Leaders are reminded to get your church-related notices submitted by tomorrow. For next Sunday, join us after service for our fall member meeting. The warrant links were emailed to you yesterday. And bring your favorite family, nut-free, bite-sized treats to share. Nourish your friends with your favorite breads, brownies, cookies, or the like that have special meaning for this month of heritage. I also wish to thank our volunteers who stepped up yesterday to support the memorial service for Barbara Boviard, doing sound and greeting, setup and cleanup. They covered it all. Thank you, Robin, Dakota, Drew, and Jeff. Please stay for our social hour today, made possible by that celebration, and the setup today with coffee and the like from Dakota. Thank you, Drew and Jeff, for ushering again this morning. And our tech team, Robin, Allison, and Jason, for being with us. Special thanks to our choir for the beautiful music you did yourself once again. Thank you, Reverend Laura and Charles. And thank you to our RE team. They are making RE alive and possible here. Thank you for being a vital part of our congregational life. Our closing hymn this morning is number 126, Come Thou Fount.
Praise.
Please join me in our chalice extinguishing words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. For our benediction today, I return us to those words of Reverend Julian. They write, "You are good. You are loved. You could use a little work. We are in this together." Let us go out into the world remembering that each of these statements is true. As we journey together from whatever has been to whatever is next, may the way we engage the work together matter. May we accompany one another from here to there in ways that change ourselves, our community, and our world. Amen.